God can use.
Say something God can use.
Speak the words of life.
Say something God can use. Word of miracle for you. When we speak, we have power. When we speak, we have the power of life and death. What we say really matters.
Really matters.
What we say, word of miracle for you. Say something God can use.
Speak the power, y'all.
Say something God can use.
Say something God can use.
Say something God can use.
Speak the words of life.
Say something God can use. Word of miracle for you. When we speak, we have power. When we speak, we have the power of life and death. What we say really matters.
Really matters.
What we say.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another conversation with Kelly. I am your host, Kelly Spencer, and I am so glad, as I always say, that you tuned in to eavesdrop on this little conversation that's going to have a big impact in your life. My guest today is awesome, and I cannot wait for you to meet her. Actually, she's been a guest before, but she is just powerful and full of wisdom and information. So stay tuned. Do me a favor. I want you to hit that like button and share and comment and tell me who is watching and where you're watching from. And if you holler at me, I will holler back at you. So today's topic, OMG. Are y'all ready to fight? You know, back in the day when I grew up, when there was a fight, there were two things that guaranteed that there was going to be a fight. If you knew someone pulled these things out, it was on and popping. Vaseline. And then the other one, tennis shoes. So we are not going to use the Vaseline and tennis shoe method today, but I want you to know that the fight is on, and at the end of this broadcast, you will see who is going to be the winner. So a fight does encompass both physical and spiritual components. Physically, of course, you know, we can fight with our fists or words or what have you. But on the other side, we also fight spiritually. You know, there are some spiritual battles that come from the enemy, and that's when we need to take up our weapons and go forth and fight in the spirit. The other thing or area that we fight in is we fight within. There's a battle in the mind that is super, super strong. But God has already given us the provision through his word to defeat any and every kind of battle that we face. So without further ado, I am so glad, and I'm going to bring her in the studio right now. This awesome woman is Coach Lois Jackson. And she just, I'm just a little biased because she happens to be my coach. But she is super, super sharp at identifying things that you never even would have thought of, or giving you the extra push to do the things that you thought of, but you were afraid to do them. So she is a coach. She is the author of a book that we will talk about in a minute called Enough is Enough. Fight for your best life. It's awesome. Awesome is all I can say. So, Miss Lois, Coach Lois, how are we doing today?
I am doing very well, Kelly. How are you?
I am great. Since I have you back, this is what, third,
Yeah,
second, third
third
time?
time. Third time. Yeah.
Yes, yes, you are just full of wisdom, and I promise you, you just have to be in her presence one time, and you will understand what I'm saying. She is powerful. Now, first, tell us about your Christian journey.
Okay. Let me start off by saying I was born in church. My father was a pastor. My mother was when you're a pastor's wife, you're kind of everything. Uh,
Right, right, right.
missionary. She led the choir. My mother had a pretty good voice too.
Okay.
Um, but we were just, we grew up in church, so that meant you were there every time the doors
Doors
open.
were open. Mhm,
So,
mhm.
and I grew up in Church of God in Christ, and so that's where I get my Christian foundation.
Good.
Um, over the years, in my latter years, I transitioned over into some non-denominational churches, and right now, I am a member of Hope Church Pearland in Texas. And so that's just telling you a little about my proximity in church.
Mhm,
My
mhm.
Christian journey itself didn't really start to take root until much later in my life. Sometimes I think those of us that have grown up in church, you know how it is, the language, the moves, what to say.
Yes, yes.
Is your relationship there? And
Mhm,
so,
mhm.
when you're younger and you see your parents going through all these motions, just like the kids used to play church.
Play church. Yes, yes,
As you get older and you go through a few things, you understand that it's the relationship that God wants.
yes, yes,
That's where I am now in that relationship.
yes.
Mhm.
And isn't that important that you have that foundation?
Yes,
Because even though, as we, when we were growing up, we would play church,
yeah,
but we never knew that we would actually have to have that foundation to sustain and maintain in our adult life.
that's right. That is
Yeah,
so true.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
the journey is not a straight line.
That's right. That's right.
You tend to, depending on your situation and things that are going on in life, you kind of ebb and flow in and out
Mhm,
sometimes.
mhm,
And
mhm.
so you have to have a determination that this is where I want to be, as the song says, safe in the arms of
Yes,
God.
yes,
Yes. So I may have gone sideways sometimes, but I always kept that same reverence for God and His Word.
yes. And you came back to that foundation,
Yes,
and
that's what
that's
the Bible is true, right?
train up a child.
That's right.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I want to give a shout out to a couple of people. Hello, Miss Pam and Miss Rosie. And who else do I see on here? Just those two so far, but I see Coach Jacqueline Leary is watching. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, put your comment in, uh, put your words or questions or comments in the comment section. And if you holler at me, I will holler back at you. So, Miss
Yes.
Lois,
Yes.
how throughout this whole Christian journey and experience did you end up coaching?
Well, I say that coaching really caught me. It called me. What happened was, since my teenage years, even people had always kind of come to me, with different
For
challenges
advice.
they may have been facing. And,
Mhm.
and I think that's more or less because they experienced me as a compassionate and good listener.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I was non-judgmental, and I would do my best to, be objective. And so I would talk to them and talk to them, and this continued to happen throughout my life. And so I just realized that, for some reason, people feel like I'm safe. So they tell me a lot of things.
Mhm,
Well,
mhm.
like I said, life happens. And as I was going through life, I started experiencing a lot of hurts and disappointments and
Yes.
rejections and, all the things that life is full of. And so I experienced my own emotional hurts. Well, after I had started healing from my own hurts with the help of a very, very good Christian counselor, um, I decided, what can I do to pay this back? How can I help other people that
Yes.
are going through what I've been through? How can I
Yeah.
help them? And so that's when I decided to go back to school, and I got my master's in Christian counseling. And so initially I started out counseling. After a couple of years, though, with that, what I really discovered is my sweet spot is in helping people through coaching. Counseling is
Mhm,
more where
mhm.
we kind of delve into the past,
Yes,
what the
yes.
problems are, the presenting problems you may see. But coaching is taking that person from where they are and then helping them move
Move
forward.
forward.
Yes. And
I
so,
like that perspective. So
yes,
counseling looks at the past and coaching looks towards the future.
yes,
I
very,
love it.
very
Okay.
much so. So that's how I started coaching. And I think I got certified back in 2016. And I was thinking, will it really be possible for me to help people? And then as I started getting clients,
Mhm,
with the life coaching, I was like, well, I guess so. I guess so. I guess I can. And
mhm.
so also during that time, I was able to get a full-time job because, sometimes when you start your businesses, you got to have some full-time money coming in.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so I got a full-time position as a career coach with this organization called Work Faith. At the
Mhm,
time that I
mhm,
started with Work Faith Connection, but it's Work Faith now. And
mhm.
so um been coaching with Work Faith for about 9 years now. Can you believe that, Kelly?
It's
Nine
been 9 years.
years. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Both of you
Wow.
and I started in 2017.
Right, right. And by the way, that's how I met Coach Lois
Hmm.
was when I was working at Work Faith.
Hmm.
Wow.
That's right. And so, but as I got more of the direction that I really wanted to go, I realized that a lot of things that happen with people on their jobs, or the reason they're having problems in their careers, is still based off of a lot of things they're going through in their lives.
Yes,
I
yes.
connect those two and help them throughout both processes, actually. But for those who figured, I just need somebody to talk me through some of the
Mhm,
issues that I'm
mhm,
having
mhm.
personally, emotionally, or whatever, then of course I do that. But I love it. I absolutely love it.
Well, we are going to talk about the different types of coaching services and things like that a little bit later.
Hmm.
But I agree with everyone else. That's why I gravitated towards you
Oh,
at Work Faith and way beyond the book. And we'll talk about the book in a minute
hmm.
that I wrote that kind of pushed me to get it over the finish line. Um, you were just so easy to talk to.
Oh, good.
And whenever there was something going on, either work related or whatever, just coming in there and sit down and talk. And so you have the gift.
Oh,
You
thank you.
definitely have the gift. And
Thank.
speaking of gift, in your book, and we're not going to tell it all,
Okay.
but not yet, not yet. There was a part in there that you said, I've always been a people person. Folks would tell me you make people feel safe, or you listen in a way that helps me think. I never thought that much of it, but God did. He had given me gifts, compassion, empathy, leadership, and they all had been sitting dormant while I was chasing security.
Yes.
That stood out to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
That
Because
was powerful.
God always he has given everybody a gift. And a lot of times we just kind of take it for granted, because it does
Yes,
come so natural for you, but you have to understand when he has given you something, he gave it to you for a reason.
for
And
a
it's,
reason. That's
yeah,
right.
that
That's
means
right.
you're supposed to use it.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. And since we just kind of touched a little bit on the book, tell me the whole inspiration behind the book. Like, how did God give you the inspiration and courage, or not courage, but the conviction or command to write it?
Well, because I do see a lot of people, now with everything that I've been through, I always was told, initially told by one of my Sunday school teachers that when God is taking you through something, it's for somebody else. And I remember
Right.
especially when I was going through some real problems with my in my parenting, and
Mhm.
love my two boys to death, but yeah, they definitely challenged me. And
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
when I went to her one day and was asking about that, I was like, why? Why am I going through all this? And so she was like, well, she said, it's so that you can help somebody else when it, you
Right.
know,
Right.
and I was like,
Right.
but I don't want to do that. I just, I don't want to have to go through so I can tell
Help
somebody else.
somebody else. Right. Right. Right.
I felt like I was suffering. I needed relief. But I came to understand that that was real. That was real. And so
Yeah.
I'd always been saying I was going to write a book. How many people do you know that have been talking about writing a book? They tell their
Yes.
stories, and
Yes.
people are always
Yes.
saying to them, "Oh, you need to write a book." Well, we say
Yes.
it, but
And never do it.
yeah, so many people,
Mhm. Mhm.
unfortunately, have gone to their graves
Yep.
with books inside of them that they never got out. So
Yes.
I was one of those people for a very long time until I started continuing to hear other people's stories and realize that even a lot of the clients that came to me, we shared so much in common.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's when I said, you know what? I really need to share what I went through in
Mhm.
hopes that it
Mhm.
will inspire others to realize, first of all, they're not the only ones who went through it or are going through it. And
Yes.
there's hope on the other side of that. So I finally decided, okay, I'm going to get this book written, no more excuses. I'm going to get it done. And so I basically set a date for myself.
Mhm.
And as a
Mhm.
matter of fact, my date was, I said, before 2025 is over, I'm going to have this book written and published.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so I, set myself up a writing schedule, and I would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, if I can write for at least an hour, a day, I'll get to it. And
Yes.
so
Yes.
as I started writing, it became easier and easier because, like I said, I was writing from lived experience. So a
Mhm.
lot of those stories that had made up my life's journey, they just started taking shape in this book. And sure enough, it was December 31st. I remember I was getting ready to go to a New Year's Eve party at the complex where I live. And my success strategist called me up. She said, Miss Lois, I want you to know that you are now a published author. December 31st.
Wow.
You know, God is,
Wow.
if you put in his word, he's faithful.
Yes.
Yes. So that is what pushed me on to get it done, because I realized that the longer I waited, the more people that God has put in my path will suffer because I'm being lazy or
Mm-hmm.
fearful or indecisive or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
that was not what he expected of me, and that's not what he wanted me to do. So he made me be true to myself and
Yes.
that
Yes.
thing that would help others.
And you know what, Miss Lois? When we do the one day, I'll do
Yes,
this, or one day I'll do that, we are wasting those days.
yes, we are.
Because you're right, the graveyard is one of the most wealthiest places. I would say the wealthiest place,
Yes,
because thousands, millions, and trillions of people die with books, inventions,
yes,
um, marketing strategies that they had, all these things that they died with,
yeah.
did not release it for whatever reason.
Mhm.
And I just thank God that you had the courage and the boldness to say, here's the date, I'm going to do it. Because if you don't set a date with, and I'm giving you back your words that you gave to me, by when? By when? Okay, that's great. You want to do it, but by when?
Yeah.
So, one of the to the viewers out there, one of the strategies to win the fight is you have to be specific and set specific, measurable, attainable goals.
Hmm.
So it it's just amazing how, if you just, because you were obedient and you said, okay, by the end of 2025, I'm going to do this, and you implemented a plan, right?
Yes.
1 hour a day. That's
Hmm.
like eating the elephant one
Yes.
bite at a time, because you
Hmm.
can't just sit in 10 minutes write a book.
That's right. Hmm.
I mean, you really could, but it won't be a good book.
Very
But
true.
the point is, you break the goal down to measurable, attainable pieces,
Hmm.
and
Yes.
and you'll win the battle. You'll win the fight. You will
Yes.
win the fight. And speaking of fight, when growing up, another sign besides the Vaseline and the tennis shoes was they would do this:
Yep.
take those earrings off, and if they could, put their hair in a ponytail, and it would be all
Yes.
us. What is the acronym for fight? F-I-G-H-T.
Fight. I am
Yes.
glad you asked that, because that's one of the most important things. And that was one of the things I had to uh, figure out in getting through that process that I was going through. First of all, the F stands for face it. Okay. So
Wow.
you have to acknowledge what's really going on in your life. You have to
Yes.
be
Yes.
self-aware. You know, you hear a lot of people today talking about being self-aware, because there's a
Mhm.
lot of people that are not. A lot of
Mhm.
people
That's
that have
very
not
true.
stopped to look to see what is it about me that other people see. You know,
Mhm.
you may feel one way about yourself, but the way other people perceive you may be entirely different. So
Yes.
you have to be self-aware. That's
Yes.
the
Yes.
I stands for identify it. Get clear on the root issue involved. Okay, some of the things you're going through, is it because of fear? Is it
Mhm.
because of
Mhm.
apathy? Is it because of
Mhm.
insecurity? Is it because of um, believing you're not enough? You know, those limiting beliefs will hold us down.
Yes, yes,
Identify what it is and
yes.
call it out. Call it out. And then the G stands for growth through it.
Wait,
Now,
wait, 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 wait. We got to slow that one down. What what is the G?
grow through it. Grow
Yes.
through it. That means you don't run from the process. Develop yourself during
Mhm,
that process
mhm,
because there's a lot of growth that needs to take place in you
absolutely.
whenever you are finding yourself in the same types of situations over and over and over. That means you did not learn the lesson
The
the
first
first.
time. That's
And
right.
so
That's
you
right.
will continue to repeat that lesson until you get it. Some people
Yes,
never get it, which is unfortunate, but grow through it. See how you can develop yourself professionally, yourself personally,
yes,
your friendships, your relationship with God. Grow through it.
yes. And I'll just add, everyone is familiar with Bishop Marvin Sapp.
Yes.
He preached a sermon, 15, 20 years ago and said the reason that believers go through things is for two reasons. One, something inside of us that needs to change, or something inside of us God wants to grow.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
you are absolutely spot on.
Yes.
And whenever you're in that situation, and I'm saying we, as in myself
Yes.
as well, to say, okay, I'm going through this. I don't like it. What lesson do I need to learn so
Yes.
that I don't repeat it again?
Yes.
So
Definitely.
spot on, spot on. Okay, go on to the next one. This is
Okay.
good. This is a good
So
fight. This is a good fight.
so H stands for heal from it.
Yes,
That means you're going to have to actually address those things. If you
yeah,
have things in your emotional, your spiritual life, your physical life, okay, address those things.
yes,
So again, this is where you are calling them out and where you're saying, okay, I'm really going to have to do something from it and then accept God's healing. What we a lot of times we'll try to do and call ourselves healing is that we try to do it ourselves,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but God told us that the battle is not even ours, it's His.
That's right. That's
So
right.
we have to learn to release those things and let Him deal with it. Now, it doesn't mean that you sit back and do nothing. It means that you do exactly what He's telling you to do.
To
You
do.
know,
Yes.
yes, because sometimes it's simple and sometimes it's so simple, we
Mm-hmm,
don't think that's the answer. You
mm-hmm,
remember in the Bible where there was the blind man and God
mm-hmm,
told him to,
mm-hmm.
put mud over his
Yes,
eyes. Like,
mhm, mhm.
why do I have to do that? Why can't He just heal me? But the healing wasn't even in the mud. The healing
Right.
was
Is
in,
it obedience?
yes, being obedient.
Yes.
So that's how we are going to heal through it. And then T, because everything else that you've done means nothing if you don't get this T, and that's take action. You will
Yes.
never
Yes.
transform your life if you don't take the necessary action.
Yes. Yes.
There are steps that you have to put in place. And a lot of times we know what the steps are.
We just don't
We,
want to do it.
we don't want to do them. We don't want to do them. And so I can, in my imagination, see God saying, okay, I mean, you got the information, but until you start acting on it,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
when Moses and the children of Israel were at the banks of the Red Sea, when the priests stepped their feet into the water was when the water walled up.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so they had to take an action. He was there ready to make it happen, but
Yes.
they had to buy into it. And a lot of times I think we want somebody else to do it for us. Nobody can do it for you but you.
But you, that's right. And can you imagine, Miss Lois, you get ready to step into a huge uh river,
Mm-hmm.
nothing but water, no land or ground in sight in terms of how you're going to get from that point to the other side.
Yeah.
It took I'm sure faith, lots of like, okay, are we going to drown if we walk through this water?
Yes.
I'm just using my sanctified imagination. If I was there, I would have said, I don't know about this. Where's the
That's
boat?
right.
Where's the oar? Where I
Uh-huh.
was questioning. But
Yes.
it was the obedience once they stepped into it, then the waters parted.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I love that acronym FIGHT. I love it. Face it, identify it, grow through it, heal from it, and the most important thing, take action. And I hope
Yes.
you all are taking some notes and post some questions as we're talking. I'm sure Coach Lois will be more than glad to answer any comments or questions that you may have. And I want to stop and say, I see Miss Erica McLean and Miss Carla Olivia, and my wonderful husband is watching. So thank you all for tuning in. But your subtitle, it also captured my attention. It says, overcome battles within to live authentically and triumphantly.
Yes.
Talk about that. You gotta unpack that, Ms. Lois. Overcoming battles within.
Well, the thing about it is, if you are going, the battles within are the struggles that people can't see from the
Yes,
outside.
yes,
The
yes.
the fear, the self-doubt, the limiting beliefs,
Mhm,
the insecurities.
mhm.
Those are the battles that are going on within us. And
Yes,
so those are the things that stop us more than anything else. You know,
yes,
because
yes,
if we have determined that we're going to do something and we were really serious about it, it doesn't matter what other people are saying. As long as God is saying it's okay, then it's okay. But
right.
inside, we're
Yes,
running these tapes that
yes,
are
yes.
remembrances of things that failed for us in the past. You know,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm,
why are you trying to do this? You tried that before, it didn't work. So you're just gonna mess up again. Uh,
mhm,
you've never been able to conquer this. Why do you think it's gonna be different now? You
mhm,
know, and
mhm.
stuff that even people have said to you, they may have been well-meaning or they just may have been haters, but
Right,
people have
right,
said to
right,
you, you can't do that. What makes you think you can do that?
right.
That is
Okay,
not for you. Other people might be able to do it, but you had your math skills were really bad. So why do you think you're going to be able to go and become an engineer? I mean, what it is. But when you have fought those battles in your mind, that's when you will be able to go ahead forth. Living authentically, that actually just means that regardless of whoever else is saying anything to you, that you
yes,
are honest about who you are and
yes,
what it is that you can accomplish.
yes.
When you're living boldly, that just means you have taken off the kid gloves and you have put on the boxing gloves.
Boxing. There you go. There you
That's
go.
right. And so that means you're ready to speak up for yourself.
Yes,
That was one of
yes,
my problems, not speaking up for myself. Speak up for yourself. And then
yes.
you're able to proclaim unapologetically, this is who I am. This is who God made me.
Maybe. That's right. That's right.
And we're
That's
not talking about excuses for why you can't do this and why you can't do that. Every time in the Bible, when one of the people like Moses, his excuse was, I don't speak well, I stutter.
right.
You know,
Mhm.
Gideon said, my tribe is the least
It's
of
the
them.
least.
I'm the least of them,
Uh-huh,
you
uh-huh.
know, but when we understand that God made us a certain way for a certain reason, then we can unapologetically go out and pursue what it is He's guiding and leading us to do. So, like I said, I just learned that when we address those inner battles, then the rest is going to be a matter of putting one foot in front of the other
Other, yes, yes,
until you get to where you need to go.
yes.
Mm.
And isn't it amazing how uh, people have been told something as a child,
Yes.
and it follows them all the way into adulthood. And then
Yes.
it takes just one time, one encounter with God for that whole trajectory to change.
Yes.
And I'm speaking authentically about me
Yes.
because, of course, those of you all who don't know, I am petite. So
Yes.
I am not the tallest person in the world. And I would get all kinds of names. Hey, shortcake. Hey, strawberry shortcake. And, those were things they were friends, classmates doing in jest.
Yeah.
But bothered me because I'm thinking, okay, something's wrong with me. Why that summer, I think it was fourth and fifth grade, when we were all the same height,
Yeah.
and then we came back to school and they were like this, and I was like this, they like this, and it
Yes.
took me up until my mid-20s. I went to a TD Jakes Woman Thou Art Loose conference. This was way before he even had it was a revival or something, but this was way before he had the Woman Thou Art Loose conference, major conference. He preached on, and I had never heard the scripture ever. If I did, I didn't remember. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. That changed my whole thinking. So it's like, okay, well, if I can't reach something, I'll just stand on the ladder.
Yes. That's
And,
right.
and now that people, see that I'm not bothered by it,
Mhm.
it does not have the same effect. So what
Right.
I'm trying to say is, don't allow those limiting beliefs, whether they're within or what someone said about you, keep you from doing what God wants you to do and to be authentic. If you have brown skin, be proud of your brown skin. If you have white, creamy, vanilla skin, be proud of your brown or your creamy vanilla skin.
Mhm.
God made you for a specific purpose, for a specific reason. And most of all, most importantly, to give him glory.
Yes.
That's what we were created for.
Mhm.
But again, sometimes those battles within are a little hard. But what you just said is it's possible to overcome
Yes, definitely.
through the
Definitely. When you recognize that God doesn't make mistakes, He never does.
yes. Never,
Mhm.
ever, ever, never makes mistakes. Miss Lois, this has been good. OMG. It
Thank-
seemed like the fight is just going from round and round and round.
Yes. Yes.
So, in your coaching uh, business, I'm sure you meet with all kinds of people who um, have those limiting beliefs or trying to overcome something, a mindset,
Yes.
or obstacles that they face, challenges, traumas, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit about your coaching services and how have you seen the impact in others' lives with the knowledge that you have
Mm.
empowered them.
Yeah, that's very good. Well, definitely, I have seen people, I mean, just eh, all kinds of people that you could imagine, from all different walks of life. I've coached people who are all different ages,
Mhm,
ethnicities,
mhm,
social classes, educational levels. Some people I've talked to, may not have a GED. Others I talk to have had advanced degrees. One thing is common is that everybody has something that they are trying to deal with. And
Right.
so
Right.
that's
Right.
one of the reasons that in my private coaching practice, I customize all of my sessions with my clients. I will, I do one-on-one coaching,
Mm-hmm.
so that,
Mm-hmm.
that person can have that privacy and,
Mm-hmm.
know that they are talking to somebody that is definitely interested in helping them get past whatever it is. I also do group coaching. Sometimes you get that impetus from a group. Sometimes hearing
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
other people are going through things, you're like, oh my gosh, I thought it was just me.
Just me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so you get a chance to also be privy to some of the ways that they have overcome some things that maybe you're going through now, they've already been through. So
Yes.
that's quite effective as well. And then I've done coaching for organizations and churches and, meeting people in retreats and, different workshops and things like that. So what I what my goal is to make sure that when people leave whatever type of session that they leave with me, that they feel like they got something out of it that made them decide. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like I say, make the decision. You have a choice, but you can choose and you can decide. If you decide, that means okay, I'll hold no holds barred. I'm going to do what I said I need to do. And I have now some steps to help me get there.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I like to make sure of that because I've seen people that had anger issues.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Mm-hmm.
one client and, very well educated, had risen very high in her professional career, and really was done wrong on her job, and it left her with a lot of anger,
And bitterness. Yes.
bitterness.
Yes.
And when we first talked about it, she said, okay, Miss Lois. And she told me this after. She said, but I didn't really think you'd be able to help me out of that because it was so deeply entrenched.
Mm-hmm.
But after we had gone through several sessions, she was telling me, she said, first of all, I've learned something about myself each session. She said, and that deep anger that I had, she said, Miss Lois,
Mm-hmm.
it's gone. She said,
Wow.
I'm not wishing no ill will on them. She said, as a matter of fact, she said, now it just doesn't even affect me. I can think about them and it doesn't bother me anymore because
Yes.
it's,
Yes.
it's gone. You know,
Yeah.
I
Yes.
had another student, she was battling with something, she was she was the caregiver for her elderly father, and she had taken on the role even though she had other siblings,
Mm-hmm.
but there was still some things in life that she wanted to do. And
Mm-hmm.
so she was in the midst of trying to figure out, how am I going to do this? Somebody's got to take care of dad. It,
Right. Right.
it seems like it always falls on me. But I got a life to live too. I'm getting up in age. When am I? So we went through that whole process and she found a way. I'm telling you, when you have that mindset,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's gonna open some doors for you. And
Yes.
she actually, I think right now, as a matter of fact, she went back to school and
Okay.
and she graduated. You know what? She learned how to set boundaries with her other siblings.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna all share in this. And she sent me something just the other day. She had graduated from that university, and it was out of state now. It wasn't like she was still. Oh no, she took that trip, and
Oh, wow.
she graduated and was just so happy, and just told me. She said, Miss Lois, I thought I was stuck for life. She said, I love my dad and I, wanted the best for him. She said, but my
Yes,
life is on.
yes,
And so
yes.
I'm seeing some wonderful transformations come about, because they were willing to, number one, acknowledge what they were going through. They were willing to
Uh,
go
uh,
ahead and take those steps. And then they were so willing and able to see what God had in store for them. They were willing to go through whatever they had to go through, and they found they came out victorious on the other side.
on the other side,
Yes,
yes.
they were willing to be accountable to somebody else.
Mhm.
Yes, Kelly, you know all about that.
Yes, and that goes back to what you said earlier about when you have the desire to be, and I'm just paraphrasing,
Mhm.
uh, better. You have to take inventory and say, okay, this is where I am. This is where I want to go. Instead of plan to get there, whether
Yeah.
it's working through those anger issues, working through marital issues, whatever it is, you have to have a made up mind, as they say,
Mhm.
to be better
Yes,
and to overcome.
definitely,
Miss
definitely.
Lois, you are awesome, awesome, awesome. And if you all have never ever felt a sincere person who um, enjoys helping and it shows and just oozes the okay, let's get there, we can do it, the cheerleader that you need, you're
Yes.
looking at her, you're talking to her,
Thank
listening to her, I should say. But Miss Lois is phenomenal. And if you just need a coach, just to say, do I really need a coach? Here's what I want. Here's what's going on. She'll tell you, okay, well, you just need this or you just need
you.
that. She will
Hmm.
pray with you, pray for you.
Yes.
So it's not all about the professional counseling
Mhm.
type situations. She is an awesome prayer warrior.
Yeah.
So, again, please take advantage of contacting her, which, by the way, while I am thinking of it, Miss Lois, let me put your information right now because I'm sure all the viewers will want to know how to reach you. So
Okay. All right.
tell us about your contact information and how can they get the book. And by the way, she's just an Amazon bestseller. I just thought I'd throw that in there. But how
Thank
can they
you.
reach
Thank you. Well, Kelly, they can contact me on social media. I am on Facebook, Lois H. Jackson. Also, and I tend to post there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They can find me on Instagram. It would be at the Pathway Coach because that's my moniker is the Pathway Coach.
you? Mhm,
And then they can also find me on LinkedIn
mhm,
under Lois H. Jackson.
mhm,
And
mhm.
they can email me at lois at thepathwaycoach.com. So, you can find me. So you DM me, message me, reach out on email, whatever you have to do. And also to get the book, if you want a copy of the book. Now, and I was telling Kelly earlier, I was at church today and got stopped by a couple of my church members and they were asking, do you have an extra copy with you? I always tend to take them with me. And I
Yes,
learned that lesson. So,
yes,
um, and so I was there autographing books just this day because people have heard about it, and the people that I know that have read it, they have told me that. Well, Kelly, I'm gonna let you tell them what you thought about the book because I know you have read some of it.
yes, yes. You all, and first, I want to tell you for those that this is your first time tuning in to the conversations with Kelly. I hope it's not your first and last. Um, I do not get paid for any guests. I don't pay a guest to come on. So there is no reason for me to pump or hype up something, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So, but I want to tell you, this book right here needs to be in everybody's hand, because everybody has faced a fight,
Mhm.
whether it's spiritual, whether it's mental, emotional, and she outlines it perfectly. She even, I love the subtopics, Miss Lois. You have, like, you talk about what's the fight, that's the topic. Then you talk about round one, that's the step, all the way to round two and three. And then the end is the victory round.
Mhm.
That's when it all comes together. And I loved it because it reminds us, okay, you have the victory in Christ Jesus, in uh, that you can conquer anything. You can overcome anything because of the victory that you already have. And guess what? The fight's already fixed. You won.
Yes, yes, you won. You won.
You won. And I put out on Facebook, the fight starts at 3. Tune in to see who wins. Well, if I had awards for everybody that's watching and viewing, you will win the award, because guess what? Ding, ding, you're the winner. You're going to come out on top. But
That's
it's an awesome, easy to read book. It's not going to have you, with 12 or 13 chapters before you discover a nugget that you can use. Every single chapter that I read, it has some nuggets that are worth holding on to.
yes, yes. I was thinking about my chapter 12 here, which is the last chapter in the book, and it's called Still Standing. And I'm
Mm.
just going to read just a little bit from it. The fight throughout my life, I fought to keep my sanity when stress came swinging. I fought to
Yes,
grow my
yes,
business when doors kept closing. I
yes.
fought to nurture the relationships that mattered, even when it hurt to stay present. I
Mhm,
fought to
mhm,
find jobs and to keep them. I
mhm,
fought to build boundaries that protected my peace. I fought to climb out of financial holes that seemed bottomless. I fought to believe that faith could rebuild what fear tried to destroy. I
wow.
fought, I fought, I fought. But through every round, I began to see something shift. I wasn't just fighting circumstances anymore. I was
Mhm,
fighting
mhm,
for me. And
mhm.
somewhere in the middle of all that swinging and surviving, I started to honor the woman staring back in the mirror. No one was coming to save me. I had to save
You
myself
had to
through
be your own
prayer,
rescue. Yes.
through faith, through courage, resilience, and determination. That's when I became my own heroine.
Yes. I love it. I love it. And I want to give a shout out to a couple of people that I saw that's tuning in. Miss Rose Williams, thank you for watching. Uh, Again, please ask questions and post them in the comments. If you want to even have a private counseling session with Miss Coach Lois, put that in the chat and she'll reach out to you
Mm.
and make that happen. And I promise you, you will not be the same. Now, I know we got the coaching, the book, and I so hate that I missed the book signing. I was going to be there with bells and whistles, but life happens. I
Life
was
is
not able to, but I did get the book.
yes.
Um, what other events do you have? Like, talk about some of your coaching services. Now, I know you mentioned career coaching, uh,
Yes.
things like that.
Well, as a matter of fact, I do have a live in-person coaching event coming up, and I don't like to call them workshops. I call them experiences. So I have an event
Okay,
coming up
okay.
now. It's in October, but it's the first weekend of October, so that gives everybody time to check
Get
their
prepared.
schedules and push
Mhm,
things aside.
mhm, mhm.
And it's going to be about, as a matter of fact, it's going to be based on the premise from my book. and it's called the Champion's Decision. The Champion's Decision.
Oh,
Yes, because we've
okay.
already declared that we are champions.
Yes,
And
yes.
so with that, that means there's some steps that we got to take, some moves we got to make, some people we got to push out the way, some other people that we have to bring in. There's some things that need to be started, some things that need to be finished. It's just a whole lot of stuff that needs to be done. So as champions, we're about to get about it. Now, let me tell you, it's a little, let's see. I wanted to tell you this, okay, because so many people are out here who we battle self-doubt, we
Mhm,
battle fear,
mhm,
we battle insecurities, we battle all of that.
mhm,
And so we have unresolved pain. Okay,
mhm,
we're going through
mhm,
life with that pain. And
mhm.
we have those limiting beliefs, and those stories that keep rolling through our minds. Well, this particular session, this event is for those people who have decided, you know what, I want to at least get started on this. You know,
Okay.
yes, because my goal is that every person that comes, they're going to leave with clarity, they're going to leave with direction, renewed
Yes,
courage,
yes.
and they're also going to leave with a concrete action plan for creating the life that they want. This is, I condensed I have a 3-week boot camp that I usually do, but I condensed this for this purpose so that people can get a start.
Okay,
Because a lot of
okay.
times when people realize, okay, I just need to know where to start. Sometimes
Yes,
that's all they need to keep going.
yes, yes.
So this is coming up October 3rd, and I can, definitely give you more information about it in the days and the weeks to come.
Okay,
I will
okay.
be advertising it on my Facebook page, my LinkedIn, my Instagram, and then if you email me and send me your email address, I will also send it out by email. So, but I'm just
Good.
really eager to pass on what was passed on to me. And that was the hope and the belief that I can live my best life, regardless of, we look at the situation that we're living in now. And if you allow yourselves to just look at what's going on in the world, you might
Mhm,
get a little
mhm,
discouraged and
mhm.
downright fearful and depressed.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But you know what? We know who holds our future because
Right, that's right.
God is still in control. And you may have there may be some doubters saying, yeah, but does he see what's going on? Yes, he sees it. He sees
Mhm,
every bit of it.
mhm, mhm.
And he has a plan. And you are part of that plan.
Yes, yes.
So I would love for people to come out. And this is, it's going to be one of those situations where you come in and you get the experience and you will leave feeling like I feel like I can take this on. It's not too much for me. It's not insurmountable.
I love it. And tell us the date again, October.
Saturday, October the 3rd. So put that
Okay.
on your calendars right now. Uh,
October 3rd. Okay.
yes, I'm probably gonna put it on Eventbrite as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
be looking forward. Be looking forward.
And please make sure to tag me as well. And I'll post it on my
Oh,
platform.
definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes. Wow. I am so proud of you, Miss Lois. I am, as one of the older mothers at my former church used to say, I'm happy glad.
I'm happy glad.
Happy
Yeah,
glad for you.
thank you.
You deserve everything that God has in store for you, because
Yes,
you've given and you've sown seeds through all of these years, and now
mhm,
it's time for you to reap. And this is your reaping season.
yes.
So
Thank you. I
I'm so
received
happy.
that. I
I'm
received that.
so happy. Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you all for tuning in. It has been my awesome pleasure to bring awesome guests just to have a little conversation about the life, about the Lord, about um, anything that you can imagine, but rooted and grounded, of course, in Christ. So, as I always say, see you next time, and I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Miss Lois, hang on in the green room, and
Okay.
don't forget, like and share this video to and spread it. Let someone else be blessed by the wisdom and knowledge and nuggets that you have heard about on today. So again, until next time, you all be blessed. Bye bye.
Bye bye.